Hello, good morning to you all. This is yours truly, Patrick Ocheni, your trusted fitness expert slash advisor. All right, today I'm going to answer another one of your questions, okay? Today's question is coming from Marissa, and she states, why am I not losing weight faster than others? Okay, she wants to know, why am I not losing weight faster than others? Okay, now Marissa, before I answer your question, I want to first of all thank you for sending in this question. I really appreciate it. And as a matter of fact, to be honest with you, this is a question that I can relate to, okay? Or maybe you watching at home or listening at home can relate to also. We've all had that moment whereby we're working out, we're eating right, but then for some reason or other, we cannot seem to lose weight as quickly as somebody else who seem to be doing exactly the same thing as we are. So Marissa, I totally can relate and identify with your frustration. Okay, now, with that being said, what I'm going to do today, Marissa, is share with you some factors that you need to consider as to why somebody else might be losing weight faster than you, or why you are not losing weight faster than somebody else. Okay, so this is some objective way of analyzing the situation. Okay, now before I even mention that, I want to let you know that we are also different. Okay, so the first thing you got to realize is we are also different. So definitely do not get discouraged if you feel like you are not making progress the way you would like to make progress, especially if somebody you know is making quote unquote fast progress. Okay, now with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share with you some things, again, like I said, you should consider when trying to figure out why is it that somebody else is, maybe losing weight faster than you are. The first thing you got to consider is, number one, gender. Okay, gender. So again, if you are comparing yourself to somebody else, by the way, you should not be comparing yourself to somebody else. You should compete, but do not compare, because guess what? That generally is a losing battle, at least on a psychological and emotional level. So I always tell my clients, do not compare your journey with somebody else, because guess what? You have absolutely no idea what the life situation is like. Even though on the outside, it might seem like you two are doing the same things. You understand? So for example, you could be somebody who is single, have a full-time job, and just have a very busy life, okay? That doesn't allow you to do things the way you want to. Whereas somebody else that might also be single, well, guess what? Maybe they are retired. Maybe they, they just have more time to do more things towards the betterment of their health and the weight loss goal than you are. So that's why I always advise my clients, do not compare yourself to others. All right. So that's the first thing, is to account for gender. So is this person a male or a female? All right. Because we all know by now that men, generally speaking, tend to lose weight faster than women, simply because they build muscle much faster. Does that make sense? Now, that's the first tip, or the first factor you should consider, Marissa, when trying to figure out why somebody else might be losing weight faster than you. Okay, now, before I proceed any further, for those of you watching at home, I want you to know that if you two have questions pertaining to getting in shape, losing weight, all right, whatever fitness question you might have, you can also leave your questions below this presentation in the comment section, or you can send me a direct message to bodybypatrick@gmail.com, or you can send me a direct message either via Facebook or YouTube, depending on where you are watching from. And secondly, I want to let you know, if you want more tips, more insights, more ways that can help you achieve your fitness goals, especially if you're trying to lose weight, feel free to go to my website at www.bodybypatrick.com. Patrick.com. There you're going to find a free resource guide that I have put together for you that contains some of my most exclusive weight loss and fitness tips on how you can get from where you are today to where you want to be in a safe, effective, quick, and natural manner. Okay, so if you want those tips, you want to go to www.bodybypatrick.com. All right, now I have to warn you, the page is only going to be up for a limited time. So if you go there and the website is down, it means that what's it called? You are too late. So you do not want to procrastinate. Okay. Now, with that being said, speaking of tips, so the second thing you want to consider, Marissa, when trying to figure out why somebody else might be achieving results faster than you is what? Their age. All right. So the second thing is your age. All right. So their age. So trust and believe. All right. Right now, I'm 41 years old. 41 years old. I know I look good, right? Trust and believe. At age 41, all right, regardless of how hard I work out, regardless of how well I eat, there is no way I can compete with the Patrick of that was 18 years old. Even if we're doing exactly the same thing, simply because there's something called metabolism. All right, as we get older, our metabolisms tend to slow down. Plus, our hormones change over time. You understand? So you have to factor in age also. Is this person older than you, younger than you? All right, if they're younger, they definitely have an edge, so to speak, over you when it comes to trying to lose weight. All right. So again, there's no way I can compete with the 18-year-old Patrick of many years ago. Many years ago. He can lift more weight than me. He can go on for days without working out, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, go ahead and type in the comment section below. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. Good. Now the third thing you want to consider, very important, is genetics. All right. Genetics. All right. More specifically, there's something called genetic potential. What does that mean? That means that regardless of what you do, even if you have the same life circumstances, even if you're the same age, genetics is something that plays a huge role in the outcome of your effort. All right. Something called genetic potential. So for example, my younger brother, we're from the same dad, the same mom. Okay, he's 1 year younger than me, and he's able to get leader much faster than I am, even if we do the exact same thing. You know what I mean? So genetics play a huge role. So you could do everything right and still not be able to achieve the same level of result as your friend that you're trying to find out why he or she is achieving faster result than yourself, even though you're doing exactly the same thing. So genetics plays a huge role. Again, for example, no matter how much I work out, there's just a limitation to how big muscular-wise that I can become, compared to somebody else who might do the exact weightlifting program. Okay, so genetics plays a huge role in your progress. All right. Now, the other thing you want to factor in is number 4, the type of training that you're doing. Okay, the type of training that you are doing. That's also very important. Are you doing mostly weightlifting plus some cardio? Are you doing almost exclusively cardio? You understand? So, and also you have to factor in what that person's goal is. Is that person just trying to simply lose weight? In which case, maybe they might be focusing a whole lot more on doing cardio. Because remember, if you just go ahead and do solely cardio, if you run, you're going to lose way more weight and do so faster, especially if you change your eating habits for the better, than somebody else who does limited cardio but combines it with weightlifting. Okay? But the downside, if you want to call it a downside, to just doing solely cardio is that you're going to lose a lot of your muscle mass. So yes, you're going to lose weight dramatically, but at the same time, you're going to lose a lot of your muscle mass which might impede your metabolism in the future. Okay, so you've got to factor that into what is the training protocol? What does it entail before you start comparing yourself? All right, because yes, they might have lost more weight, but they might not have as much muscle mass as you. Okay, so you got to make sure you're comparing apples to apples as opposed to apples to oranges. Okay, now the other thing you want to consider is what is the frequency of training? Frequency of training. How often do they train? All right, or work out. Again, if they work out, 6 days a week, 2 times a day, and you are able to only work out 3 times a day, well, guess what? That could explain why they're achieving results faster than you. Okay, so frequency of training is very, very important. All right, and then the other thing you want to consider is, well, what does your nutritional plan consist of? All right, what does your nutritional plan consist of? Now, one thing I want you to consider, Marissa, is that even though somebody is losing weight or have lost dramatic amount of weight, especially in a short amount of time, does not mean they're doing it in a healthy fashion, or does not mean that the person is actually healthy. You can be skinny. You can get skinny eating Twinkies all day long and lose a dramatic amount of weight, but that does not mean that you're healthy. Okay? So you also have to look at what kind of nutrition plan are they on. Are they just not eating? Are they just starving themselves? Are they just, again, eating Twinkies all day long? All right, so you've got to take time to dig deeper as to how they accomplished their goal in the first place before you start comparing yourself. Again, reminder, you shouldn't compare yourself anyway. But if you want to find out why they're losing weight faster, well, look at the nutritional plan. Are they just drinking shakes all day long? All right? Are they eating real food? Okay? All those things will play into how they achieve their fitness goal. Okay? And these are all, again, reasons why I said you should never, ever, or at least I do not recommend comparing yourself, your result, to somebody else. You just don't know what they're going through. You understand? Again, if you're enjoying all these tips and you want to get even more tips like this that will help you go from where you are to where you want to be, help you lose weight, do so quickly, safely, effectively, and do so naturally without all the gimmicks, all you've got to do is go to my website at www.bodybypatrick.com and download my free resource guide that contains all the secrets, well, at least 99.9% of all the secrets that I've combined over the years into a resource guide for you. You can go and download it for absolutely free at www.bodybypatrick.com. All right? Awesome. Good. Moving on. The next thing you've got to consider that's very, very important, Marissa, is the length of time, okay, that person was actually out of shape. What do I mean? Let's say, for example, you have somebody that used to weigh 150 pounds, okay, 150 pounds on January 1st, 2019, for example, all right? And then they gained, let's say 50 pounds. They went up to 200 pounds to keep the math simple, okay, by December of 2019. You understand? So January 1st, they were 150. December 31st, they were 200 pounds. Now, let's say they stayed that way for 5 years. 5 years. So now we're in the year 2024. All right, they didn't lose any weight. And then compared to somebody else who was also at 150 in the year of 2024, but then gained 50 pounds in 1 month. So what does that mean? They've only been 50 pounds over for a duration of 1 month. For 1 month. All right, so now both people try to lose weight. Who do you think is going to have a much more difficult time? Well, person number A is going to have a much more difficult time because guess what? They have been 50 pounds over the preferred weight for 5 years compared to what? Person number 2 that have only been 50 pounds over the preferred weight for 1 month. Okay? The reason is because your body has what's called a set point. Once you reset that set point, it becomes very, very difficult for you to lose weight. So what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is, if you're trying to lose weight, the sooner you get on track, the sooner you start the journey, the better off you're going to be. So if you wait a very long time, your body's going to adapt to that new weight, in this case, 200 pounds. All right, your body's going to adapt to that new weight of 200 pounds. And the longer you stay there, the longer it's going to be, the harder it's going to be for you to lose weight. Okay, so you have to ask the question, how long was that person at that new weight that they're trying to change? If they've only been there in 1 month, like this example I'm just describing to you, well, guess what? That would explain why they're losing weight much faster than the other person that was at that new weight for 5 years. All right, does that make sense? I hope all that makes sense, Marissa. And once again, I want to thank you so much for asking this question, because I know a lot of people out there can probably relate, including myself, to you and what you're going through. Okay, so again, just to recap real quickly, if you want to objectively analyze why somebody else might be losing weight faster than yourself, there's several factors to consider. The first one is the gender. Second one is the age. The third thing is the genetics, so more specifically, the genetic potential. The fourth thing is the type of training they're doing. Number 5 is the frequency of training. Number 6 is what kind of nutritional plan are they on? And number 7, what is the length of time that they have been at that weight that they're trying to improve upon? Okay, so I hope all that adds value to you, Marissa. I hope for those of you listening at home, watching at home, all that makes sense to you, okay? I really want to make sure you get it, because I want none of you out there to be feeling like you're not making progress and to be feeling discouraged because you think somebody else is achieving better progress than you are, okay? That is not what I want for you. I want every single one of you to keep striving forward, keep moving forward, because your dream, your health is too important, too vital for you to give up on that journey, okay? Does that make sense? So I'm here for you. If you have any kind of questions, again, please feel free to send me a direct message, and I will use that question for a topic for a future video presentation, okay? And remember, no question is a dumb question, okay? There's no such thing as a dumb question, okay? So listen, I want to thank you again for being here today. I want to thank you, Marissa, once again for the questions. If you guys want more tips, if you enjoy this presentation and you want more tips just like this, once again, you can go to www.bodybypatrick.com. That's BODYBYPATRICK.com, and download my free resource guide that I have put together for you that contains all my exclusive weight loss tips that I have discovered over my 15 years, my 15 plus years as a personal trainer, helping people lose weight safely, quickly, permanently, all right, and doing so naturally. Again, you can get that free resource guide by going to www.bodybypatrick.com. All right. So again, I want to thank you guys for watching. I really, really appreciate it. It's always a privilege and honor to be in front of you sharing this information. I do not take it for granted. Okay. So again, if you have any kind of questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, I will appreciate if you like the video. And again, if you haven't already done so, if you're watching from Facebook, make sure you like my page. That way, the next time I go live, you'll be notified automatically. If you're watching from YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, all right? And make sure you remember to hit that notification bell. That way, again, the next time I go live, you will be notified automatically, all right? Guys, thank you so much once again. I appreciate every single one of you. My name is Patrick O'Chaney, your trusted fitness expert and advisor. Till the next time we see you again, have yourself a super duper great day. I'll talk to you soon.